They say a city tells its story in the spaces between people on sidewalks, beneath overpasses, near markets and train stations where lives weave and fray. In those spaces, the world meets the eyes of those who carry their homes in memory and in bags, stitching days together with courage that rarely makes headlines. Maria wakes before first light in a plaza where the street lamps flicker like tired stars. Folding her denim jacket into a pillow and counting breaths until warmth returns to her fingers. She once wrapped bouquets for a florist, pairing colors with tenderness, learning that petals speak even when voices fail. Now she ties a red scarf around her neck like a promise to herself. I will feel beautiful again. When the cafe opens, she helps a friend sweep the doorway. Paid in a steaming cup and a smile, small exchanges become anchors. Across the sea, Ahmed watches buses glide past as if they know the map of his future. He left a job repairing radios, the delicate dance of solder and sound, when the factory closed and the rent climbed like a tide that forgot to ebb. His grey coat carries the scent of rain and diesel, the quiet trace of streets that have known many winters. In the library, he sits near a window and reads manuals on wiring, tracing diagrams with a finger, as if following a thread back toward a room with a door of his own. People nod at him in that soft language of shared days, no need to name everything, to understand its weight. In a sprawling city of high rises and blinking screens, leeway folds into the corners, where free WiFi sings, shoulders hunched over a second-hand phone that holds homework pages, apartment listings, and a playlist that makes late nights feel less empty. He wears an oversized hoodie like a shield and counts coins for noodles, then adds one more for a bus ride to the interview he almost believes he can nail. There is laughter sometimes, borrowed from friends who learn to juggle shifts and exams, and there is fear that rides shotgun on the last train. Yet there is a spark of tiny, stubborn light that says a door will open, and someone will remember his name. Grace hums old hymns while the city sun filters through a bridge's metal ribs, turning patches of her floral dress into stained glass. She once worked 2 jobs, raised 3 kids, and could stretch $1 into a meal that tasted like Sunday when the rent outpaced her pension. The park became her living room, the shelter her pantry, and kindness her steady companion. She keeps a small notebook with dates and names, sketching flowers beside phone numbers for clinics and resource centers, a living map that others borrow when the path blurs. Her silver curls are a crown not given but earned. Homelessness does not appear overnight, and it does not vanish with a single gesture. It is a slow unthreading, a lost job, a broken lease, a missed payment, a medical bill, a storm that sweeps away more than rooftops. In every country, the reasons wear different masks, but the consequence looks familiar: a person wrestling with days that refuse to settle. Still, the story is not only hardship, it is the persistence of people and the inventions of care. A cafe that turns excess bread into breakfast, a community fridge humming with quiet generosity. A barber setting up on weekends to restore dignity with a fresh trim, a program that pairs training with housing, remembering that stability is a bridge, not a tightrope. Listen closely and you will hear the cadence of kindness: a security guard who lets someone warm their hands in the lobby, a nurse who slips phone numbers into a pocket, volunteers who brew tea. As the night grows thin, these gestures do not replace policy, but they replace despair with a handhold. And policies matter: rent caps, living wages, mental health care that arrives before the cliff, shelters that feel safe, pathways to jobs that pay enough to be more than survival. The world's story of homelessness is a chorus calling us to build with both heart and blueprint. Tonight, Maria tucks her red scarf, reminding herself that color still lives in this world. Ahmed closes a manual and steps into evening. A bus sighing to a stop like it has been waiting for him. Leeway practices interview answers under his breath, a melody threaded through neon and concrete. Grace presses a fresh page into her notebook, drawing petals around the word hope. Their lives are not footnotes, they are the text, written in human ink, resilient, imperfect, luminous. If a city is judged by how it greets the morning, let ours be measured by how it shelters the night, how it turns sidewalks into pathways, and how it answers a simple question: what would it mean if home was possible for everyone?